When General Kerensky called for the design of a powerful new mech in 2741, he received blueprints for the King Crab, the largest mech ever designed. The armour is nearly as heavy as an entire light mech, with the firepower to destroy medium mechs in one salvo. It is obviously not designed for speed, but for sheer firepower. The Dalban electronics and communications gear are state-of-the-art, while the same Dalban high-res B targeting system is an engineer's showpiece, containing every piece of new technology. The King Crab entered full production, but proved less versatile than the later 100-ton Atlas. Though not nearly the command vehicle the Atlas was, the King Crab was ideally suited to close fighting and remained in service. Almost all of these mechs left with the Exodus. The King Crab carries 16 tons of ferrofibrous armour, with no weak points in its protection. Its secondary weapon systems are the long-range missile launchers in the left torso, and the large laser in the right, but its primary weapons are in its huge, handless arms. These are twin Death-Giver autocannon 20s, among the most potent weapons ever created. Opponents of most slow but dangerous mechs try to keep their distance while attempting to pick away at the armour. The King Crab's Simpson long-range missile system makes that possibility chancy at best. When the missiles do finally run out, the King Crab can still blast away with its huge Exostar laser. The only proven way to destroy the mech is by outnumbering it, preferably with heavier assault mechs. The King Crab will still wreak plenty of havoc before it goes down. If the King Crab has a weakness, it is that its autocannon takes up so much space in the mech's arms. Though well armoured by any standard, the arms are probably the most susceptible to damage. One internal hit to either arm will usually silence the cannon and greatly increase an enemy's chance of survival. If both autocannon are lost or run out of ammunition, the King Crab will usually retire from the field. Without constant resupply, it is little more than a large target. Though impressive, the large laser provides sufficient firepower alone to justify keeping the mech in the field. Once the shelling stops, enemy mechs pounce on the King Crab before it can make a withdrawal. Although a majority of these mechs left with General Kerensky during his exodus, production was still possible. However, the number of remaining King Crabs was further reduced when the Northwind factory was destroyed in 2786, one of the early casualties of the First Succession War. Since the design was used and had few lost tech parts in it, it was easier to repair than other Star League era mechs. Still, by the end of the Third Succession War, a mere handful of King Crabs were still in active service with the Great Houses. When Comstar initiated the takeover of the Terra system, they were able to repair the King Crab factory on Mars, mothball it, and secretly secure a number of King Crabs in storage. By the dawn of the 31st century, Comstar contracted Corsara weaponries to resume production in order to restock their supply, which had begun to degrade with age and was later used to outfit the Com Guards. For the pivotal Battle of Tukyid, the King Crab was among a number of designs upgraded to meet the challenge of the clans, the so-called Clan Busters. The success of the KGC-001 model was such that Comstar allowed Corsara to begin general production from their Mars and Northwind factories and sell it on the open market in exchange for the share of the profits.